Okay, gonna do a short video today. Gonna try and make it really quick. There's a lot to cover, a bunch of steps. This is just to show how you can create your own JSON files that Easy Asset created for you and then mint on XCP. So the problem that we have right now is that easyasset.art is down. And because of that, explorers can't find the JSON file. And this JSON file basically has pointers to your images and some other metadata based on the token. So the issue really is for older tokens, you can go to Dankset and grab the Rweave URLs and create new JSON and then update the description. This video is just going to talk about creating brand new JSONs and minting. I'll do some spaces later and we can ask, you guys can ask some questions. So basically this is the main problem. Xchain right now, JDog's been awesome. He's been caching a bunch of this. So this stuff is still valid, but the reality is that these links are dead. So that's the problem. So what we need to do is to be able to understand how do you create your own JSON. It's actually fairly easy, and I just want to walk through that. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up a text editor. I'm using VS Code. It is free on all OS. So just look for VS Code and download. The other option is on Windows, you could use Notepad. You don't want to use any rich text editors. So what we're looking at here is a rare cocoa.json. JSON files are just text files with a .json extension. And I just have very basic data here. There is more data that I'll show in the spec, but basically this would allow you to mint or update an existing token description with the token. So you have asset and name. Images, there's some other variables that you can use, but basically most of them is just a thumbnail image and the large image. A video, so in this case here it's an MP4, and then some of the socials for the artist. So you have Twitter and Telegram. Okay, so what you can do is just copy this. I'll post this up somewhere so that you can copy this, and then you would just create a text file with this and then just remove these values. And I'll show you how you can create your own values. So the first example that I'm going to use is NFT storage. It is free. It's not the choice I would necessarily recommend. I believe that Rdrive and more importantly Rweave is where you want to have your JSON files. That's actually where Easy Asset put them. I think long-term that's going to be the better bet, but IPFS with NFT storage right now is free. And I think for creators to be able to have more options is better. So I'm going to show both examples. I'm not going to go through creating an account. Go to nftstorage.com. You can create an account. And from there, you can then download and install. They have a simple little NFT app, which allows you just to drag and drop files. So in this case here, this is on OS X. It behaves differently that you'll see later on Windows. The upload process is the same. You would just grab your files and drag and drop them. So in here, it's a rare cocoa.jpg, and here's a rare cocoa thumbnail. And I could also do, an example of a JSON file. So I've already done that here. So I'm just going to go through and just jump in. So basically, once you have the files here, you'll see CID, and that's an important thing to remember. That's basically the prefix that you see here. So if I go and look at these file sizes, I can kind of get a sense that, okay, that's 52 meg, that's a video. This is 144 kbytes. It's probably the main image. This is a smaller one. This is a thumbnail, and it would be the JSON file. So what I can do is I can look at this one and say, okay, this is the video. I want to click on this. And this basically gives me a URL. So what I would do is I would copy this URL. I would go back to my text editor and I would paste this in for my video. Of course, you have to copy it. So I'll go back, copy it. And I paste that in for my video. You can see I've put the values in here already. So you would do the same process. I would go back here. I'd know that, okay, this one here looks like it's going to be the main image. And it is. I would copy it. And then this one here is going to be the thumbnail. I would copy this and put that in. What you're then going to have is a JSON file. You're going to save that to your desktop. You can update the socials to add your Twitter and Telegram. You would update your token name. You'd save that to your desktop, and then you would upload it to IPFS. And here it's 491 bytes, so it's quite small. And if I click on this, you can see this is one before I added in the socials, but it's the same thing. So basically here you have the link. On OS X, what you need is this piece right here, which is a CID. So you would copy that. And then what you're going to do is when you do the minting, you are going to mint the token. And I've just gone to the transactions because it's the easiest way to show this, is that you're going to put IPFS : and then just paste in that CID. Mint your token as you would, or update the description. And as long as you've uploaded these on OS X, Xchain is going to work fine for you. I'm now going to just show an example here. If I go back to here, there's some files that I've uploaded, and I did this via Windows. So if I click on this URL, you can see that this is a JSON file, but when you upload it on Windows, I don't know why it does this, it creates kind of this directory. So then I actually have to do a second click. I click on this, and that gets me to my JSON file. So in that case, this is what you would want to select if you're on Windows. And if I go to here, when you mint that token in Free Wallet, wherever you do it, you would put the full path, which in this case here is rarecoco_win.json. And you can see in here, I also have links to the Rare Coco thumb. So again, I would click on that, and that would give me the link that I would want to edit. Can also go to this, which is going to be the Rare Coco image. So again, on Windows, you just have to do a second click to get the URL, but the process is going to be the same. You'll end up with the JSON file that you upload, and then you get that full path. So you don't do the IPFS, you do the full path. And that is how you would do the minting on IPFS. If you're using R drive, the process is the same. I'm not going to go through setting up an R drive. It needs to be a public drive. There is a cost associated if the files are fairly large or get larger. In this case here, I've created one called XCP. And in this case here, I have a DDoS, but I have the Rare Coco JSON. If I click on that and I do preview, you can see it gives me a preview link. It has all of the data. But what I have to do on the end of this, just so that XCP knows what it is I'm just going to put, you can either put token name.json, you can actually put anything. If I put file.json, I hit enter, it still loads the same file. And what I'm going to want to do in this case, if the files were on R drive, and I then uploaded my JSON to R drive, I would need to get that full qualified link and then just something, so / token name.json at the end, just so that XCP, when it's parsing it, knows to go, oh, this is a JSON file, cool, I know what to do. So those are the ways to be able to get the data on. This is the JSON file. And I'm just going to go to the full spec. So here you do have like asset name, description, websites, token name, owner, contacts, social, categories, images, audio, video, files. So this is what you could add, but the majority of them are just what I showed. So that is what I would look to do. And I'm going to end this video so that hopefully I can get it up today.